Shh. Today we're doing quieter brain scratches. We all know I'm barely capable of whispering, so I'm going to speak as softly as I can. But you have to understand that my children are going to misbehave. So I guess I'll tell them to knock it off in my softest voice. Okay, anyways. I actually made this room pretty dark. The camera has just adjusted, which is like annoying. But I filmed, I think 2 weeks ago, like a really dark ASMR video, like a dark room video. I could be phrasing this better. I should have thought about this more. For my patrons only, and they liked it. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make the settings on this camera darker, is what I'll have to do. So anyways, also, I love this green light on my neck. Amazingly slay. Should we get started? I'm gonna try to make you sleepy. Something is flashing on the bottom of the screen, and that makes me nervous. I saw something I want to tell you about. We all know that, well, actually, I have so much to tell you. One, it's -7 degrees Fahrenheit outside, not the wind chill, the regular degrees. My car barely started this morning. Also, to make it darker, I did put a blanket over the window, and some tape. It's bound to fall at some point. But now I forgot the original thing I was going to say. Oh, I saw another ASMR person in one of their Get Sleepy videos talk about how it's Restful Rambles, talk about how to get yourself to yawn. And she said that you just say R over and over again until you yawn. So we'll try it. Okay, ready? R, 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 R. It's like, it makes you want to yawn, but it's like a weird sort of yawn. It's not an authentic yawn. R, 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 R. I think maybe I'm thinking about it too hard. Let me know if it worked for you. Bing. Bing. Here my children come. The blanket already fell off the window once, and they got really frightened by it. Swiss. Faucet. we get upset about something, she says to blow it in a bubble and give it up to Jesus. She'll go, blow it in a bubble, give it up to Jesus. I've talked about it a lot, but no one in my family is religious. She just says that because it's sort of funny. It's like on Christmas morning, she makes casserole, and for absolutely no reason at all, she calls it baby Jesus casserole. And she makes one of my aunts a vegetarian version. So like instead of sausage, I think it just has mushrooms. And they call that one adult Jesus casserole, which I love. Oh, okay, here's something exciting. I submitted an application to foster kittens. Oh, we'll see. The season I don't think has started yet. No, I know it hasn't started yet, but I'm really hoping to get my hands on some soon. I don't really have space for them, but I want them. Faucet. Please understand I'm restraining myself from using my loud voice. My skin is having a rough day. It's so dry. But anyways, one of the applications for a local shelter that I went to go look at, it was check if you rent or own, and obviously I rent. It was put your landlord's name and number. And I'm like, what? There's absolutely no landlord on earth that is going to be chill with people fostering more animals than they already have. Aren't we all just low-key hoping our landlord never comes over? To ask for that felt crazy to me. Faucet. Sauce, can you come here? Please. Come here. Never mind. Instead of making the room dark, it just makes me look crazy because it's trying to adjust to get it to be light. Should have thought this through. There's no room in my house that doesn't have a window. The closet, but that's pitch black. Anyways. Sausage. focusing on your face. That's my baby. My beloved. I'm doing some good purring today, if I don't say so myself. Oh, I wanted to read you this comment. People make me LOL in the comments. Whenever one of my shorts goes viral, it's because people don't like it, and I celebrate that. Someone said, this is so funny to me, enjoy your family, ... young lady. Is that kind of creepy? Yeah, but listen to me. You're never gonna out-weird me on my own page, okay? No one is stranger than me, okay? A lady died in my house. I have haunted taxidermy. I have real animal bones. I have Rocco, who's like 3/4 of the way to heaven, you know? Anyways, someone said, what on earth possessed you to call her young lady? Which, by the way, I am sort of a young lady, right? I'm at least 50% of that. 67-year-old father, grandfather. How old's my grandma? I think she's 75. Sus. I love my baby. Can you see her? You can't really see her, but whatever. She's right there. She's staring at herself in the mirror. It must be genetic. I love to stare at myself in the mirror as well. Faucet. Stop it. Bing. Bing. They're raising my rent by $75. And obviously, that's a lot of money. And this is a very, like, working class neighborhood, and everyone has the same, like, property management company. So obviously they received a lot of really intense pushback. And so they sent out all these, like, numbers and figures talking about property taxes went up by this percent, and maintenance costs went up by this percent, like all this stuff, and our overall revenue went down. So sorry guys, we have to make the rent. We have to raise your rent by, what would that even be? 9%? I don't know. It's been a long time since I was good at math. Anyways, at least for me, I've had a really hard time getting maintenance done. So I saw the email. I said, oh, did you want to see maintenance costs go up? Because we can do that. And actually, let's do it. And then I submitted 3 separate maintenance requests for everything that's wrong in my house. And the maintenance man came over, and he's so nice. His name's Paul, and he is obsessed with Rocco, like obsessed with him. And it was so funny because it was like 4:30, and Rocco eats at 5:30 every single day. It's never different. It's always on the dot 5:30, but he starts waiting around like 4:15. And so he's waiting in the kitchen, just staring at the maintenance man, like waiting for food. But the maintenance man, I don't think understood that, because he was like, wow, you know, you can just tell when he stares at you, like he's looking into your soul. Like, I mean, he's just really trying to figure you out. And I'm like, I think he's trying to figure out when dinner's coming. But I didn't want to burst his bubble of thinking Rocco had great, deep thoughts, you know? So I said, yes. Yes, he does. And then he told me, the maintenance man, not Rocco, that he really would like to get an owl. I didn't know that was an option. But I wish him the best of luck in his endeavors. For sure. I'm like really starting to stress, worried that this YouTube video won't be good because of the lighting. And I can feel my skin. What? It's not blushing when you get it all over. Oh, rosacea? Is that what it is? I think I told you guys how the last time I was at my dermatologist, and I only ever go once a year, so I have a lot of questions. Faucet. Oh, I was like, when can I expect my acne to go away? And he was like, oh, some women experience it up until menopause. I said, that's amazing. He said, some women your age. Is she gonna stop? What is she doing? They start to develop rosacea. I said, instead of acne? He said, no, right alongside with it. I said, I love that. Bing. Pluck. Pluck. What else has been happening since we talked last? I want kittens. I think it'll come to me if I'm forgetting something. Here comes Faucet. Are you gonna come here? Come here, sweetie. Could have followed my fears all the way down. Why will it not focus on your face? Oh, maybe because it's so dark in here. Next week, I'll try to film like before the sun comes up. Yeah. Are you feeling sleepy? What? Hmm? I can't remember if I already told you, but I went and got my hair cut at Great Clips, and the lady, I don't want to say I don't think I'm famous, I don't think I'm a celebrity, but because I tag my TikTok and Instagram videos in Kansas City, I do get recognized sometimes. And the lady cutting my hair didn't recognize me, which I absolutely love. And she said, "What do you do?" And I should just start lying, because it's so hard to explain. Unless you see it, you don't get it. But I said, I make videos. She said, what? I said, content creator. Not that kind. Just the regular kind. She said, like, for brands? I said, kind of. But it's just one brand. And it's mine. So, yeah. She said, what kind of videos? I said, videos of my cats. She said, what are the cats doing? And I said, actually, they don't do a lot. There's one called Rocco. He just turned 18. He does the least, and he's a pretty big fave of everyone. Faucet's knocking stuff off the... So sit! Anyways, I think she thought I was joking, and to be fair, I have a lot of weird jokes that aren't funny, but that was not one, That was like an industrial strength purr. Oh, I remember something I wanted to tell you. One of my aunts had her, how old is she? She had her 39th birthday at Costco. So we all, actually I took a picture of her. Is she the cutest girl in the entire world? It was like in the food court area, and we had pizza and hot dogs and chocolate cake. And then, as our like, this was so fun, birthday party activity. Buzz it. Hold on one second. Buzz it. Okay, anyways, as her birthday party activity, I'm doing such a good job being soft-spoken, by the way. Unreal. We all, as a group, walked around Costco, and my cousins who were teenagers were so embarrassed. Fuzz it. Fuzz it. You understand why I yell now, right? She's gonna tear that blanket down. They got balloons, and I don't know why, because she's not sad about turning 39. I think it was the only ones they could find, but she had big number balloons that said 32, and she tied them to the cart. And we walked around Costco, and everybody got a like a party favor. Everyone could pick out something for a party favor. And my cousin and I, she let me borrow a paper book. Do you remember? We both got a paper copy of The Fourth Wing, so I guess I'll be reading it, you know? Mm-mm. I'm pretty famously not a YouTube girl. I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, but recently I found myself like hyper fixated on Trisha Paytas and her YouTube videos. I found out about Trisha Paytas after Potroast died because she announced her pregnancy with her first baby like within days of Potroast dying. I think it was like a couple days before. But anyways, I saw this one TikTok, and it was like, you're telling me if I died right now, and by the way, I cannot find this TikTok anywhere. I've looked all over. At this point, I'm like, did I have a vivid hallucination? Like a prophecy that told me about Trisha Paytas. But anyways, yeah, the TikTok said, if you're telling me if I died right now, fuzz it. I would meet Potroast the cat in heaven, or possibly be reincarnated as Trisha Paytas' baby. What are you chewing on? Buzz it. This is really crazy. I'm about to shut the door on you. And I saw that one TikTok. I said, who is Trisha Paytas? Imagine finding out about Trisha Paytas in the year 2022. The vast amounts of lore. It must be comparable to like people who just find my account and they're like, what is happening here? You know? unless it's really going after that roll of Scotch tape. This is mine. That's me plucking your negativity, by the way. Pluck. Pluck. Sussy. No. No Scotch tape for girls like you. No Scotch tape for anyone, actually. I don't know where to put the Scotch tape to hide it from her. One time, when I still had my engineering job, I was like a year before I quit, I got moved to a new team, and we were like, it was, nobody was in the office, so I got introduced to them via Teams, Microsoft Teams, bane of my existence, and my Zoom shot cut off here, so the person just thought my sweatshirt said Kansas, and he assumed that meant I liked sports in Kansas. He thought that meant I went to Kansas State, and it took me so unbelievably long to figure out that he thought that about me and why he thought that, because I just thought he was bringing up sports in the state of Kansas to me. I was like, well, maybe he does that to everyone. It was just me, and I was like, I didn't go to Kansas State one day. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, I kind of mean just exactly what I said. I didn't go to Kansas State. And even if I did, I don't like sports, My brother went to Kansas State really briefly, and then he went to Alaska. Can you hear how loud Sauce is purring? Healing frequency. I need my hand back. I'm so sorry. I hope somebody will give me kittens. What was that? Never a good sign. But I guess my main troublemaker is Sauce, and she's on my lap, so can't be too bad. This is my favorite sweatshirt, but it has a hole in the armpit. Classic. Oh, I know what else I bought recently. You know the cherry scratcher? They done and tore that up. And every time I walk by it, I'm like, that looks so bad. I wish someone could fix that for me. And then the other day I was like, I could probably fix that for me. And I Googled it. And it's called, I'll probably mispronounce it, Cecil rope. Cecil rope. It's what the rope on cat scratchers is, and you can order it. There's a man named Wayne who will dye it whatever color you need. Not whatever color. I think he only has certain colors, but he had the color I needed, How about that? Forest green. Thanks, Wayne. And I bought that. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna. I ordered like a thicker size rope because I feel like they would really like to sink their claws into that. But we'll see how it goes, you know? I'm sorry, Mama, I need this hand. I turned off the heat, just like literally only for like this. I'll turn it on immediately after filming so you don't hear it, but like the temperature, that was not my brightest move because the temperature is rapidly dropping in this bee because it is -7 degrees Fahrenheit outside. But luckily, my biggest concern obviously is Rocco, and he is up on his heating pad. That is his station. He likes it on a 3 out of 5. And he's there and he's living, he's laughing, he's loving, so don't worry about him. Oh, and Coupon's right next to him and Fawcett's in my lap. Everyone's good. Everyone's good. Let's do some dual purring. You smell so good to me. Heavenly. Bing. I love you. Bing. Pluck. Pluck. Are you feeling sleepy? I think there's been a couple times where I've whispered, God's bravest soldier. That's me reprogramming your brain to get an ounce of serotonin, a hit of dopamine, if you will. Okay, I'm literally so cold, so I'm gonna go turn the heat back on. Thank you for joining me. I live and I laugh and I love you at the end of the day, you know, ultimately. Skidamaring, ga-ding, ga-ding, skidamaring, ga-ding.